Welcome to White Coat Black Sheep, where science gets curious and dogma gets uncomfortable. I'm Dr. Civelli, and today we talk physiology, evidence, and real-world medicine, plus the questions you're not supposed to ask, but probably should. If you care about health and think there's a better way, welcome to our show. Hey, Justin, how's it going?
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. Producer and the brains behind all of this operation.
How do you feel? How are you feeling it's going? How are you taking it? I think we're 10 weeks into the podcast and the YouTube channel.
Yeah, on a personal note, I feel like it is fun. I'm meeting and talking to people I would never otherwise get to meet or know about or get to learn from. So, and I also feel like a lot of good questions have come in, so I'm able to help people better understand their health and getting that the clarification of different organ systems and different common myth busting things. I love those. So I think it's going okay. Yeah,
I think good about it. You feel
I think the mission is really to teach people how to better treat themselves. I still circle back to that. That matters a lot to me. I've been that person who couldn't afford to see the doctors that I wanted to, or to have the regular preventative care, which sounds ridiculous because you would think that I would have had access to it, throughout different points of my life. And you can have a really good job and not be able to afford medicine and to see doctors. And so, just basic stuff that is now basic to me is life-changing to somebody else, So those things matter to me. They always have, always will. And getting that message out, regardless of all the fun that we're having and all of the laughs, I think that is still the point.
Yeah. I don't think everybody, unless they completely follow you, do a deep dive, go to your website, realize how much work you do. You don't just do a podcast, and you don't just work here in Kern County. You travel, like you're back and forth from Florida.
Bi-coastal. Yeah, I would say I'm a bi-coastal brand, and my family is in Florida. My parents are getting up there, and my dad's 90, my mom is 70. Yes, they're 20 years apart. And so having a reason and purpose that not in a sense forces me, but just keeps me on a schedule to still check in and see them and be a part of their lives. My sister has kids. They're really fun.
Yeah.
They think that I'm cool.
You're the cool aunt?
Yes. And I'm just like, I just can't even believe it. And my sister's daughter, who's the oldest, she's 13, she is just like me. And it's cool because as the aunt, I just get to be her friend. I'm not in charge of really raising her. I don't know if that's proper to even think of it that way.
Yeah. Until you have to, or if you ever had to raise them, but you're supposed to be there and be her friend and confidant, and you're supposed to be the cool aunt that she can talk to.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing. So I enjoy that. That's in Florida. And I just launched a wellness center there. So Phytology Medical. And
where is that?
It's
because I don't even know what town is that in?
Pensacola, Florida. Okay. Yeah. And that's where I was born and raised. Okay. Yeah.
Is it in like the suburbs of Florida? Or like where is it, like in conjunction to like the big, like where are you, like centrally? Is there big towns in Pensacola?
It's the Panhandle. So if you drove about 20 miles, you'd hit Alabama.
Oh, really? Okay.
So the Floribama.
Yeah.
You took the intercoastal. So a lot of places you can get to by boat. It's a different lifestyle. And so there's like little islands you can take your boat to and your dogs. Like, it's just cool.
How did you get how did that whole thing transpire? Is that yours from the ground up, or how did that all happen?
The wellness center?
Yeah.
I clicked like on Facebook. So this is really all just from clicking like on Facebook. And then I saw this beautiful center. It photographed really nicely, Phytology, and it showed the wellness. And there was a short AI version of what it's going to be. So I loved it. And then I messaged the owner. I didn't know this person. We weren't even friends, but he showed up on my feed. And I said, hey, way to go. This is this is amazing. I love what you've built. And so from there, because it's kind of funny. So from there, he replied, thank you and stuff. It was nice. And I didn't realize it was in Pensacola. I truly thought this was in California. But then later, he accidentally hit the poke button.
He poked?
And then I remember thinking, okay, now it's strange. Now it's strange.
Yeah, what's going on?
and then like the poke was retracted. Like you could tell he took it away, and he's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I tried to share your profile because I just saw that you were a doctor and essentially everything that we're looking for, because my partner and I had a falling out. So I was dying laughing. I was like, that is funny, because I was actually thinking, how old are you?
Yeah.
Who still uses that feature? Why is that button still there?
Yeah, I didn't even know the poke was still around.
You can still poke someone.
Really?
And it's awkward to even say, right? It feels awkward just to say it.
So he accidentally poked?
Did. Yeah, and then
retracted the poke.
Retracted it.
So did you not mean to poke me? And then you asked him, and he said, "Oh, well, no, you didn't ask him. He said, oh, so sorry.
Yeah.
This is what, I'm happily married, I assume, or I'm."
He's not married.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I could probably find the actual like.
You should read it. Just all. No, don't.
Yeah. But it was.
But that's how it happened.
Yeah. So it was hilarious.
You saw it, didn't know it was from where you live.
Yes.
And you just liked it.
I just liked it.
And then he came across your feed or your profile.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, this is the type of person we need. Might have been sharing it to somebody who's like, this is the type of person we need for here. And then that started a conversation.
Exactly. And
you guys talked on the phone, FaceTime before?
We ended up actually just going back and forth because I was like, oh my gosh, I just noticed this is in Pensacola. I'm from Pensacola. Wow, Pensacola has this? Because I just didn't think that it was ready for something like that. It feels like very big city or Europe level structure and technology. So the fact that it's there, I was like, this is huge. And so we scheduled a meeting, and then we were just like vetting each other, you know, like, is this something that would click, that would work, that could work? And the more I learned about it, and like the more like I met his family, just because a lot of them work there. So I liked all of them. My family actually knew them.
Oh, really?
So when I went, I went there and I saw the place, and my cousin, she lives like maybe a few blocks from there. And I'm like, stop, this is so crazy.
Is him and his family originally from Pensacola?
Yes.
Really?
Several generations.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just through happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So what is your role with them? What are you doing? Are you the
I'm
for them? What is that? How's that look?
Yeah. So I'm the medical director, and I created the entire medical aspect of it. So there's 4 rooms. We have a DEXA scan. We can check your resting and metabolic health. I don't know if you know VO2 max.
No.
You probably have you ever seen?
Heard it. I've heard, yeah.
If you've seen pictures of maybe an athlete wearing the mask, and they're like, yeah. So if you don't want to run into like your max point, then you can just sit there and we'll do like your resting. Should I answer this or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, babe, I'm on a podcast.
Okay, come to the bar when you're done.
Hi. Okay. Love you, boys. Bye.
When you said hi, babe, were you talking about me or him?
Definitely you.
Yeah. Okay, come to the noodle bar when you're done.
Okay. All right, we'll do. Okay, love you. Bye.
The Noodle Bar.
So
a great establishment, Thai food.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, Bakersfield, California. Marketplace.
Owned by a doctor?
It is. Who is it?
Dr. Nick. I don't know what I think he's no, Dr. Nick is, I don't know, he has a specialty. I think he's just
pulmonology, I think.
Ooh, I don't know. Dr. Nick.
But he's really nice, and the food is really good.
He's always there. I think he's retired now because
I think so.
But even when it was on the location downtown, he was always there. I was like, as a doctor, I know how many hours you guys work, and he's there.
Yeah.
he loves to eat the food, or just likes to, hey, he would always sit on a bench and say hello. He's always nice to everybody, but yeah.
But you know why you're saying that? Because it seems as if a doctor should just live at the hospital. But the reality is the doctor's part is giving the orders.
Yeah.
So whenever a patient's like, well, why is this, and this done? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just as surprised as you. Oh, yeah. So when it comes to the doctor's part, really, I mean, we order the things. It's that simple. It could be a verbal, it could be written, or we're typing into the computer, write it. I mean, my part's easy. The rest of it is like your team. And if your team doesn't get it done, then we're the face of it. So yeah, I guess perception of a doctor doing all of these things is just, it's not what it used to be.
Yeah, I think in general, just we assume as non-doctors that the doctors are always at the office or at the hospital. Just you live and die there. But obviously you guys work hard, long hours. But yeah.
And so I mean, correct me if I'm wrong out there, but pulmonologist, inpatient. They do their rounds, they do their notes, they make their orders, and then that's it. The rest of it is call me if you need me.
Yeah. We want to go over some questions. That's why we're doing this podcast. I think the overall question that we get is like, why? Why did you decide to do, because before we met, you already had the idea for the YouTube, the name, which is a great name. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but
White
I think,
coat, black sheep.
Yes, everybody loves the name. That is like the best, So I think maybe explaining what the name is, what it's about, it's pretty self-explanatory, but in your own words.
Yeah.
And then the why.
Yeah. So the biggest takeaway or the biggest driving force is just, I had such a long journey to arrive here to where I feel like I have a lot of the answers, right? I paid a lot of money and pain and time and energy to get here. And so to finally have that into your brain and to sit here and then to know that a lot of people are barely making it and they're showing up to their doctor, which they could barely make it to that appointment, and they're told you're fine, and they leave and they're just like empty-handed. Like, I've been that person, and I've also been on the side of like, okay, so now that I am a doctor, you can't afford the options, or their insurance doesn't cover options, or like there's nothing in regular medicine that'll help you, or like none of it feels good. It all feels really like, I don't know, it didn't feel good. So all of that like bundled together, I feel like drove me to a place of like, okay, well, there's a lot of simple things that are over the counter that you can do. This is not your forever. You were told this, but by one doctor, right? So like finding the right doctor that works for you, that you can work with, is important. Just all of these little things that are small to me now, but would have been helpful to me then, drive me to share that.
Yeah.
I feel like knowledge should be shared freely. I paid the price for it, but it doesn't mean that everybody else has to.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Let's go to some questions. So question number one was an email. We're not going to say names because we're just HIPAA. I don't think that's a HIPAA thing, but we're just going to keep the names out of it. But the first one is an email. Dr. Civelli, I'm 42 years old. My doctor keeps telling me that my labs look normal, but I feel exhausted, foggy, and I feel like I'm 10 years older. So he feels like he's 42 years old. What should I actually be asking my doctor, or what's he not telling me?
I would ask this person, number one, if he snores. Snoring and poor sleep is your first thing to always consider. And I love this question. This is it's like a simple, short question, right? But it's really complex. Yeah. And to make something complex simple that's the art, right? That's the art of medicine. So yeah, I would check what is the person's weight. If you have a large neck, you likely snore and you cannot feel good. If you think of the order of which things will fix you and make you feel good and feel whole, you have to sleep.
Yeah.
So if you snore, fix it. And that's not always easy.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you fix it? What is
Depends on the reason. Is it a structural problem? Are you deviated with your septum? Do you have just inflammation? So you knock that down and then you're fine. Like sinus issues. Do you have a tongue that falls in a different position than it should? A jaw that falls backwards?
Is there a certain position? I don't know if we talked about this last time, but is there a certain position where a jaw should? Because usually, can you snore with your mouth closed? If I tape my whole mouth shut, can I still snore?
Yes.
Yes?
Totally can.
I can snore with my mouth shut?
Yes. So, when you're a baby, you breathe through your nose. And then as you age, you start to breathe through your mouth.
Why?
Just because we get lazy and it's a bigger hole.
I tend to, when I breathe the mouth breather thing, I sometimes I'm like, why am I breathing through my mouth?
Yeah, it's easier.
When I go to sleep, I try to slow down my breath. I feel like I have little nostrils too, and I don't have a deviated system.
You do have little nostrils.
I do. I have a little Asian nose, but so I'm like, and then I try to fall asleep like that, and then I get woken up by my wife that I'm snoring because my mouth's open, I'm drooling all over the place.
Yeah. So during that transition, something shifted, right? Like, because you went to sleep with your mouth open. But yeah, the shift of the jaw. I mean,
does the jaw want to go out? Because I've seen some of that literature. Do you want?
If you go out, that would no. It wants to go back.
Back.
Yeah, people lose their chin. It's like this. You lose your jaw, you lose your chin.
I know.
It just like falls into the abyss.
Is it true that you snore? It's easier to snore if you sleep on your back than on your side?
Yeah.
I feel like you sleep
that makes sense.
It's a little less.
But again, it depends on the reason. If you have a large neck, like the neck girth is the problem, then
it's a large neck. What's that?
More than 13 inches.
More than 13 inches.
Yeah. How many inches?
I don't know. Like when I buy my dress shirts, they're like 17 and a half.
Well, I don't make these rules up.
Okay. Well, I don't know if that correlates, and I don't know if that's the actual inches that go around, but it's like a 17.
Yeah. I mean,
13 inches is a little neck. No.
Hey, these are the and there's ranges, but in general, like you're more likely to snore over a certain diameter. So you can't change your neck really if it's not weight related. So say you have like a healthy weight and your BMI, your body index is good, is normal, like less than 30, more like 26. If you're muscular, that skews that a little bit. But this is, you change what you can. Yeah. This matters.
Is that BMI is that still correct? Because I feel like I read an article about how that was like from like the 70s and it's kind of skewed and changed. I don't know if we've changed it, but is that still like if I'm 5'7", I should weigh 145 pounds, which would never happen. It's not going to happen.
Be a string bean.
I used to fight at 145, but I lost a lot of weight. But I feel like that is, I feel like your fiance is tall and lanky, but standardly, I feel like our weights are gone up.
Yeah, I would look at that scale just, with the mindset of there's a lot of data and science. Like there's a lot of things that have been collected and structured around that. And so it's a point of reference. So if you have one point of reference that stays still, you can run studies against that to say, okay, well, if you're this BMI and you have high blood pressure, we can say the prediction of your you having a heart attack or stroke is, 5 years. So it's a data point. Yeah.
Use it as a base and then kind of adjust from there. Yeah. Question 2, 38-year-old male, low energy. It feels like that's the topic of the day. Low motivation has been putting on weight even while working out. Testosterone came back at 310. Doctor told him he's fine. Is he fine?
Is that the free or the total?
This person's probably like me now. This is just 310.
Okay.
What's the difference?
So in general, when I hear that, they're likely talking about the total and not the free. The free is your bioactive form. So I would consider that one more important. But 300, he's probably not feeling good. But I wouldn't put anybody in the box if, they did have 300. You could still feel good. So when it comes to managing your hormones, it's like, how do you feel?
Yeah, he doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
so he's low energy, feels terrible as 310.
He needs replacement.
Yeah. And is there a good healthy number?
This is such a fun question. I feel like I know my number roughly. Like, I just am not impressed if someone's like, oh, I had a total of 1,000. Like, it doesn't as much matter. It's like, what is your free showing? And then what is your SHBG, your sex hormone binding globulin? And then what is your estrogen? Because the ratios matter. So I think we try to make it so simple that we lose the overwhelming like point that it matters of like all of these factors together and the clinical. So this guy doesn't feel good. We have clinical evidence and lab evidence that he has low T, so replacement would change his life.
So I guess what I'm getting from this is that we need more info. You need more info. You need to see more numbers. You need to answer these types of questions. So if you're going to send in questions,
I would still treat him like I have enough to have
just because I was feeling.
Yes.
Because like you said, but I think you say when we're around each other, it's not the number, it's how you feel.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling great, what is that problem?
Right.
What's causing you not to feel great?
Exactly.
Because I could be at 500 and not feel great.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like the BMI and all that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Question 3 is about GLP-1s and Ozempic. Everybody's talking about them. This person this is a female, hasn't started taking them yet. Doesn't mention her weight, but is worried about the side effects 10 years down the line. Are we going to be looking back and saying that was probably not the best thing to do for us? Is there any long
question? You know why? Because people like put themselves into a box like, oh, I don't want to touch it because then at some point I'll get addicted or I have to quit. It's like, you need to worry about your weight today.
Because there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
Yeah.
You might not make it to 10 years.
Yeah.
And that's the numbers. That's stats.
Yeah. Are you alarmed at all about what could happen in 10 years of?
Yes. Yeah. So I think the new obesity is going to be cachexia, like just very frail, thin, and malnourished.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
So instead of your 600-pound life, it's going to be my 80-pound frail life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, we should make that show.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen?
That is going to be the show. So? I really do.
There was somebody, I think it was Osborne, the Osbornes. That, Kelly Osborne, the daughter, I don't know I think it was a daughter.
Yeah.
I saw an image of her. She did not look, because when I watched her growing up, she was a little chunky as a kid. I think she's maybe a year or two younger than me.
Yeah.
She looked like a damn skeleton. She did not look healthy.
Yeah.
She looked very frail, very, saw the bones. And that's what we're going to look like?
That is going to be the problem.
Really?
That's going to be the new issue. And it's because skinny is coming back in, and it's really the look, and people will do anything, unhealthy ways to get there. So at some point you have to just choose for yourself, like, okay, I want to be a healthy weight.
Yeah.
So healthy weight should be the language, and that is defined by having muscle, feeling good, mental clarity, performance. You can do what you have to do, get the job done, your family's happy, and that's the whole package.
Yeah. You can do your job, work, support your family without being too tired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't look at this now that I'm 43. I don't look at the number on the scale as much as how do I feel in my clothes? How do I some days I feel really good. Like I'm not overly bloated or whatnot or inflamed. Inflammation I know is horrible for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, but it's still necessary. So it's like I've read some articles lately that were like, you do need some level of inflammation. So if you took it completely away, it's just as bad.
Another problem would come up.
Yeah. So you do need it. I mean, even like working out, that's intentional inflammation. So you need some of that signals to repair your whatever. But
But too much
is where we live.
Yeah.
We live in that zone.
Yeah. Question number 4, no gender on this one. They're asking about your personal health routine. What does that look like? What
goodness gracious.
What do you do for yourself?
Can I even remember everything that I do? So I have a mixture of things, and it is in excess. And I don't want anybody to think that they have to.
This is you. This is not for them. This is what you do.
This is my cocktail.
Okay.
So in the morning, I start with a toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride, and it's customized based off of my microbiome, and it's called Viome. And so that's just brushing my teeth.
Is that Amazon? Do you find that on Amazon or is that a special?
No.
Okay.
No, it's customized.
Okay.
And then I start with my collagen, which I told you about. It's called BioStyle.
You don't do coffee anymore.
I don't do coffee, but I do get, a hot water, and then I add my adaptogens, which is like mushrooms and not hallucinogenic, adaptogenic, lion's mane, ashwagandha, chagas, like L-theanine. So it has all of those good elements and BCAAs. So I add that. I feel like I'm speaking a different language right now.
Yeah, I'm just listening. This is not for me. I'm just the vessel of the question. Just talk right through me, please.
Vessel.
Yeah.
So then vessel, I add on, I have this product called Vivix, which is a strong antioxidant, and I just do a shooter of that, or I add it to my water, and I have a tall glass of water. So that is how I start, because I usually don't drink enough throughout the day. And I take a precursor of NAD, and it's an oral capsule, so NMN. I like it. I think the science is there. It's worthwhile. I feel great. If I missed a few days, I don't notice it, but if I continue, then I definitely feel a difference.
Yeah.
So I do that. Methylene blue, BPC 157. All of those are oral capsules that I take. I also take cranberry. I think that's just good. I've always taken that. I could probably cut that one out for now.
UTI? Did you have a bad UTI that just...
Well, I just like the idea of acidifying my body. So I like a more acidic pH. And we're talking like a very, very small fraction of a shift.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always a choice. Like, am I more alkaline or acidic? I think of that.
Okay. And this is before you leave the house?
Before I leave the house.
Okay.
And then I have my customized microbiome packet.
Okay.
It sounds like a lot, but I mean, I do prep it on Sundays, and so it's just like, it's easy.
Is it in baggies, or how do you prep it?
No, I have this box, this pill box, and so just like click, 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 click. It's Monday, and it's actually fun.
Yeah,
to click
my
them.
grandma had that too. My grandpa had that.
Well, did she feel like this?
No, she died fairly young, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Well,
we're not talking. We're not talking.
Mixed up her little pills.
We're not talking about Lila. We're not talking about Lila.
Okay.
Okay. So you're doing your pills, and then I think they also want to probably hear about like your. Are we done with pills?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Also in my water with the serum elixir. Just like now, I have creatine. So I do 5 milligrams in the morning and then 5 at night. So a total of 10. I just feel stronger with that.
Yeah.
And it also has BCAAs. And I think that's it.
That's all?
That's all.
And then what about working out? I think they want to kind of know what you do for workout. Do you do yoga? Do you lift weights?
I love
cardio?
yoga. Yeah, but right now I'm just pretty much like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I really try to add in a 4th day. I don't always nail it, but I do weights. And I work out with David. And we do weights. Whatever he tells me I'm doing, I'm lifting something.
Question for me is, when you work out, if you're not with David and you're working out by yourself, are you a music person, or like headphones and music? Or are you a book person? Or you just no music? Or are you a psycho that just lifts weights?
I like silence.
Silence?
Yeah. Yeah.
Silence with headphones?
Well, okay. Number one, I don't really ever get workouts by myself.
Yeah, okay. So you're always with David if you're working out?
It's either David or
at home?
in Pensacola, like I work out with the people there. So it just, yeah. But I know I've had a few workouts by myself. I take that back. I have.
Yeah. I feel like you've had to work out yourself.
But I definitely don't wear headphones.
You don't wear headphones?
No.
You're just hearing whatever's going on?
Yeah. And if it's a silent gym, then it's like, it's thinking time. I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty much, I live in my head.
Yeah. You're entertaining yourself.
I do.
Yeah. We're thinking about the next thing you have to do while you're working.
Yes. I'm solving problems.
Yep. Next question. Been on antidepressants for 6 years. I don't feel depressed anymore, but I don't feel like myself. Is there a way to get off of the antidepressants? You have a recommendation?
Totally. And I think methylene blue is a good transition for that.
What is methylene blue?
It's in the family of supplements, and I would look at that one as the antioxidant, and it also helps increase your dopamine. So if you think about the feel-good hormones and dopamine in particular, it just allows it to stay at the synapse longer and stay active for longer. So you get more would say more energy, more mental clarity, more NAD. But the process of stopping and tapering off of an antidepressant is tough. Some people
you don't cold turkey.
Depends on which one it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would need more information, and we could help that person, either like half it for 1 week if it's like, say, Zoloft, which is super common, or Prozac. So just half it, and then if
see
you're
how
fine.
you feel.
Yeah. Some people get like zing, zaps, ringing in their ears, dizziness. So if you don't have that, then you can half it again for another week, and then so on.
I'm going to go off of this one. I have a question. Depression, because I feel like a lot of, especially men, might be depressed and not know it. Is there maybe is there some like not trigger words, but are there some words that like they say like, hey, I'm just not happy, or I don't feel like myself, or I don't think I'm a depressed person personally, but I just don't have that, like, we know friends like our friend Terry Akawili, who's just always on like running at like 10,000 RPMs, but I'm not sad, but I'm just not euphoric. I don't have that like happy-go-lucky. Is that maybe not just for me, but are there some like key things that people will say to you and you're like, oh, you might need some antidepressants? Because I've never taken antidepressants, but shit, maybe do I need some? Do I need some happy juice? Do I need a happy pill?
Yeah. So whenever I'm really like assessing for depression, I'm number one, there you can sometimes feel it.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you feel somebody's energy and they're just kind of like, yeah.
Lethargic or just like not engaged, or
and maybe that's their personality, right? Maybe their range is here. Their voice inflection, highs and lows is like not much.
But you're talking to them enough that that's just how they are.
That might just be how they are.
Okay.
So there's that point, right? Okay. So I don't feel any like low mood. Mood assessment is one category. The energy, how they speak, if it's slow or if there's word finding, if there's a lot of mental clarity issues, that would lead me to explore your sleep. If your sleep is fine, then I'm like, okay, still a problem.
Yeah.
How are you eating? Well, I've gained a lot of weight. Okay. Stress. Are you stressed? Not really. There's no trigger. Okay. So I don't see a trigger. And then, you just go down the line. Libido, check that. Are you, like, where are you at on that scale? And
what is it, normal? Like, let's talk about that for a second.
I'm scared to even answer that question. What is normal?
What's normal? Like, what do you feel like is normal for this person, this make-believe person that's not me? What is there a safe number or a range, or like once a month? Once a month,
that's unacceptable.
That's 12 times a year. If you really think about it that way, because I've thought about it, I haven't thought about that per se, but if you do one thing once a month, that's 12 times a fucking year.
Is that a lot or a little to you? Because it feels like a little.
A little.
Yeah,
a
that's
little
a
bit.
little.
Like if I only saw my dad once a month,
right?
That's only 12 times you see him out of 365 days. Yeah, 65 days.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
That's nothing. Yeah, or like once per week would be still sad to me.
Yeah. Was that 48?
Yeah.
Yeah, 48 times a year.
Yeah.
When you think about how many days we have in a year and just the time.
Yeah. So 3 times per week, I think, is an acceptable number.
Jesus. Call my wife. Call.
But that's like, to each their own.
Yeah.
But I mean, because some people, like, they just genuinely don't care about it. Who you're with matters too. Like certain people bring certain things out of you, like a zeal for life in different ways.
Yeah.
So it's, if it makes you happy, if you feel happy with it and both are on the same page, then that's your number. Yeah. But man, once per month, I feel like that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be a flag. You'd be in the flag box.
Yeah. So so we'll get off the depression thing. So is there anything else that?
Yeah. So I guess the next step really would be like, okay, weight fluctuations, hormones. So before diagnosing anything that's in the nervous system category, some people call it the mental health category. I don't like to call it that because it is your nervous system. You definitely want to do labs. You want to check for any medical underlying reason to explain your symptoms, which it would first and foremost be testosterone as the most likely candidate.
Okay. I got a couple more about inflammation. There's not a lot of info on this one. I don't think people realize that we need more info. You can't just ask a question. So we're going to be very general with these, but
there's no way that people can know. So that, I mean, and I get these sort of questions to my phone all the time.
Really?
And it's like, to me, it's almost like you've asked me, well, what is the point of Earth? What is the point of humanity, you know? But people don't know that they're even asking such a question.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This person is 37 years old, male. Doctor said that his inflammation markers are high, but just told him to eat better. What does that actually mean? What does that actually mean, and where do you start if you got high? If your markers are high, is it just eating better? Like, is it supplements? What do you?
So I would want to know which markers and how high.
Okay.
So that's always, so more data is always the right answer. But when it comes to inflammation, there's triggers. So there's food triggers, environmental triggers, there's stress that can trigger. So you have to identify that.
Yeah.
And you often can find that by like restricting certain things or changing behaviors. You know, stop eating main foods that are known to cause issues. Like peanuts are a very common trigger.
Really? Okay.
Eggs, milk, those are common triggers.
So you take that away and see how you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eliminating those things, or if you're in a stressful home and you are not resting and you're not recovering every night when you go to bed, that is another trigger. You can release histamines into your blood. Your mast cells are disrupted. And or even a temperature discrepancy, like you get into the shower, so cold triggers the histamine response. That's inflammation, or heat can trigger that. There's a lot of different triggers.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one's a good one because when we first met, functional medicine. What is functional medicine actually? And is there a difference between, a functional medicine doctor and a normal doctor? So, give us your rundown on functional medicine.
Sure. So functional medicine is a specialty. So you can come from any part of the industry in medicine, be any sort of doctor, and then specialize into functional medicine, which just is a deeper dive into the root cause of a medical condition. So there's a GI doctor in town. So this person, she subspecialized into the microbiome. And so she's a functional medicine physician. Dr. Beatty, right? So he started as an anesthesiologist, and he subspecialized into functional medicine, which is you want someone's performance, what is important to them, how their mental clarity, how they, if they're an athlete, you can always enhance in some way, in a healthy way, or however they are hoping to do it, and then track their progress, their labs and data. And the reference ranges are less relevant. It's more of checking more often and doing subspecialty things that insurance does not cover, but you know that it works.
Is functional medicine a new style of medicine? Was this around in the 80s when I was born, or is this?
I think it's always been around.
It's always been around.
But now it's just growing in numbers because people are just over it. They're over like saying, "Oh, like you're fine at the doctor," and they feel like trash.
Really?
So that has really pushed, I guess, the calling from the patients to us, looking at someone's face and telling them like everything's okay, but like clearly everything's not okay.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to give you a mental health diagnosis. Like it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So like the general population is getting, I guess they're fine. I don't know. But the ones that I see, we're not fine. And so everybody in that gray space that doesn't fit the cookie cutter medicine, we're the person to see.
So functional medicine, what is your elevator pitch of what functional medicine does, or what type of functional medicine doctor? So you can't just be a functional medicine MD. You're MD, but you have a specialty in.
Yeah, it's a subspecialty.
Okay,
yeah.
So you have like. Yeah.
So I did a board exam in it, but you don't have to. You could still do the training and not go through that trouble. I should have probably done that. No, but I mean, there's a written test, there's an oral board, and so like you're actually sitting in front of people who have the credentials, like the authorities, and they're like just trying to like trip you up on your information. So it was good for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified,
yeah.
But you know your answers. You have to explain why. There was a case that they gave me that, they're just like you're doing. They read it. And then essentially I have to just diagnose, treat, talk to the person, counsel, and use the right verbiage, because even the language, it's not holistic, which often gets confused.
Yeah.
So nutraceuticals is the term. So we are trained in the nutraceuticals and how to use them and what is and isn't very science-backed, because there's a lot of confronting of the medical community of like, well, it's not science-based. But it's like there's conclusions that we're trained to draw. So it's not like it's not my opinion with a lot of the treatments or tests that we're doing. These things are coming from like very legitimate sources. So
is it a deeper dive into
it's a deeper dive
why somebody is sick and not?
Yes.
So I don't feel well because of a.
Yes.
I don't feel well, and then a functional medicine doctor would go a little bit deeper to figure out what the root cause of that problem is.
So if you have like reflux, then you're not getting Pepcid from me.
Because is that what a non-functional medicine doctor might do?
Yeah. So primary care, if I'm seeing you outpatient,
give me a pill to fix the problem.
Yes.
And it doesn't mask it. What's the word? It doesn't fix the problem.
It's a Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid on the problem, but I'm going to keep getting that.
Yes.
If I stop taking the pills, I'm still going to get that. But a functional medicine doctor is going to try to find the root cause to get rid of it completely, so you don't need meds.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, with regular medicine, you're still counseling people. Like they're still leaving with a lot of good education, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
And now you have a pill, and then now you think you just solved a problem, and you're going to lean on that rather than the lifestyle changes. Because like, oh, don't you have a pill for that? Can't you just, you're not going to give me anything? No, you have to do the work.
Yeah. So if I don't have acid reflux, but if I have acid reflux, and let's pretend like this is your board certified. If I say I have acid reflux, I like spicy food. Obviously, I think I don't eat spicy food, but there could be a hormonal thing going on with me, or like what could actually be happening to me?
Not hormonal.
No, not hormonal. Okay.
When it comes to reflux, you look at all kind of things, like definitely what you're eating. So there's food triggers. You look at the structural, like how is the sphincter working? Sometimes there's like spasticity, just like a muscle spasm of your arm or your leg. You can get a spastic little muscle spasm there. So
that could be bringing stuff up. Okay.
You can get hernias there. There's all kind of things. So structurally, you would want to see what's going on as well. So you would still do a full workup, and additionally, you would want to check for different, like, there's a bacteria, it's called H. pylori. So you could check for that if, say I just was like, hey, let's not go through the trouble of all this testing, and I just checked it. And I treated you, you're still not better. And I'm like, okay, now we have to scope you. We should also check for this bacteria. It's just a whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but I think, but that would be necessary. A proper workup is necessary. But it's like, oh my God, if you get to the end of that and you're like, now what? You don't have any answers. You're like, I just don't have these 5 things that I always checked for.
Does functional medicine always find the answers, or is it just no?
Nothing's perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
No. And I believe that there's not just one solution for these complex issues that people show up with. It's typically
it's not one thing. It could be a couple
like a
of
chessboard.
different.
It's playing chess.
It's playing chess.
You gotta play the game. There's a lot of pieces. They each do something different, and you gotta checkmate.
Awesome. I think I missed one. Let's see. Mama 3. I eat clean, I exercise, I do everything right, but I still fell off. My doctor says it's just stress. Is stress really capable of doing this much damage to my body? And that's our last question.
This might be the toughest type of patient. And you know why? Because it's like someone's showing up and they feel like they know because they have done diligence to learn, right? So they've like Googled, they've looked up stuff. They're trying. They're watching all these different sources that may or may not be good. And maybe they did read some good things, but it's like, maybe that's old. It's so hard. So then I feel like I have such a gap, and it's almost like the ball's thrown to me, and like now I have to like defend. So that's a challenging style profile.
Yeah.
Not impossible. Definitely I can help that person. But there's a lot of bad habits there that I have to just like shred. I'm like, give me your homework.
Yeah.
Hand it. And then I'm like, okay, start over. pretend this is day one and you know nothing because we're starting over. There's a lot to, otherwise I'm like, yes, no, sort, yes, okay. I'm like categorizing like a bucket of mess and no.
Yeah.
Like burn the whole house. Let's build a new house.
Start over.
Yeah. So breaking bad habits is part of the fun.
But she asked about stress.
Well, we have to organize the house.
Okay, so we're not even going to talk. We're not even going to talk about Aunt Judy's stress.
When Aunt Judy is feeling stressed, I still circle back to sleep. That's the base of the pyramid.
How do we check her? Okay, how can we check her sleep on our own without doing sleep studies and like?
I love that you asked. So
I have an app. I have an app that I sit down. I'm not going to plug it, but I have an app. I sit down and I turn it on. One of my business partners had it, and it would listen to me grind my teeth. It would listen when I spoke. It would listen if the room noise. It would, if I snored, it would record it, and it would give me like, it's kind of like, you know, the watch or the phone. It would give me a score.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned with something that's by my bedside that can really tell me all that from just listening.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. So believe it. I believe it. Yeah. Because if you weren't, say your device is in a different room, would it pick up anything and give you data? Test it. Because something is better than nothing, and something that is reproducible, reoccurring, that shows you the same story every time, eventually is true. That mirror is looking at you and that, hey, that's my face. That is true. That's my data.
So you're okay with something that just sits on the nightstand and every night, so it has to be repeatable. Yeah, point of reference. Yep. Listens to me snore, listens to me talk, grind it would grind my teeth.
Yeah.
The dBs in the room, the audio sounds of the room, would give me a score.
Yeah.
And would tell me if I was sleeping well.
Yes.
So you don't have to wear something. You don't have to.
No. So I think I prefer the wearable device, but any source of data that shows you a point of reference and it gives you highs and lows of your reproducible behavior, whether it's teeth grinding or smacking or talking in your sleep, like that is happening. Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah.
Right. So that shows you like a reliability factor. So when you have that, then you're like, okay, well, when I see this no longer shows that, but it has been shown, and I've made all of these changes. Like maybe you start doing like the tape and you know a CPAP, and you make all these changes. If now it has adjusted to saying, hey, I'm not picking up noises, like your data has changed because you've changed. That's believable. That's reliable.
It seems like we go back to sleep. Sleep is the foundation for.
It's the starter.
Yeah.
Right? Because then
if you're sleeping well, then everything else, then you start working on everything else.
Yeah. Now what's interesting is like you can't sleep well if you're really overweight. Like a lot of that, and that's not true for 100% of people, but for a lot of people, that's the answer. You got to lose weight. Well, you can't lose the weight until you sleep better. So you're like stuck in this like
chicken egg thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's where I think the GLP-1s like retatrutide or tirzepatide are awesome. And that is the answer for a lot of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so blood work would be a part of it, but just asking the questions. Usually, there's quite a few things that just stand out. You're like, oh, this is the predominant issue.
I don't know. I don't remember if we talked about this off air the last time or on air. How many hours of sleep do you recommend? Is there a set number, or is it?
Yeah, most studies are showing 4 hours of REM, 4 hours of deep restorative sleep, and you want the deep restorative sleep first. And their first 4 hours, and then the REM and the second for the second half of your sleep cycle. So it's not always perfect, but that's the target.
Okay.
Yeah. And without that, there's scary, predictable, chronic issues that you will have. Like blood pressure, your weight, how long you live. Like, I don't want to know, but there's a lot of studies that predictably show all of these issues. So, you got to fix the sleep, and I that's the answer for that is really, it's not great. It's tough.
Really?
Yeah, I want to talk to Dr. Sandu about that. There's just so much. I mean, like if you're the person who's like, okay, well, I lost weight. I don't want to lose any more weight. It's like, okay, your neck can't get skinnier.
Yeah.
Like we said, you're still snoring. Okay, but structurally, there's no issue. Say you get that thing that expands the nose. I mean, if that's all it takes, great. But usually it's not. So now you tape your mouth shut. Okay, now you reposition your jaw with this thing that straps around your head.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're wearing a mask that goes up your nose. Okay, now the mask is also over your entire like mouth and nose.
Do you like CPAPs? Do you like what they do, the forcing air down, right? It's really, do you like that as like not a cure, but like a Band-Aid? Do you like the whole idea?
It's better than dying young.
Yeah.
But it's just like, oh God, I just want us to figure out something better.
Yeah.
It's awful. I got this vagal nerve stimulator, but I'm still too scared to try it.
What is it?
It's a vagal nerve stimulator. So I'm going to bring it in with Dr. Sandu because I was like, hey, I want to try this, and I bought it. It's just sitting on the counter, but it looks like a collar, like almost like a shock collar. So I just want to try it with him because he's a cardiologist.
You wear it, how does it look?
It looks like a half necklace.
Oh, okay. Do you wear it during sleep?
Like
Yes. Is it a sleep thing or is it an out?
Sleep.
Okay, because well, soccer. My son and I love the soccer team, and one of the gentlemen wears something that it sounds like that, but it's around his neck. But apparently, it puts pressure here for concussions. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but I'm going to read about it. Interesting. It's probably similar. There's a lot of different reasons why you would use that.
Yeah, it's like a strap thing, and I thought it was like a fan, like that was like a portable fan while he's playing soccer. But he's one of their guys, and it's just strange. But when I looked at, because I was really curious what was going on, it was something to do with concussion protocol, just to keep pressure here.
Okay.
I'm not smart
so you have baroreceptors right here at your carotid artery. So that's if there's a device that sits right here, that's what it's doing. And
why would we want that?
Well, some people might have issues passing out or fainting, or if they're so stressed, you need to de-escalate. You need something to hit your baroreceptors. You ever heard of like vagling down? Maybe it's just a method like this. Like, oh, okay, I'm trying to vagal down. Don't faint. People are tapping the baroreceptors at the carotid artery to tell the brain to relax.
It's called a Q collar.
Okay.
And I Googled it, like soccer player with a neck thing. That's literally what I put on here. But
interesting. Let's see images. Okay. Yeah, my sleep device looks similar. It really does. It's got to do the same thing. Vagal nerve. So it applies like a little, I'm guessing, like a shock.
Yeah.
But I don't like shock.
Really?
So
you didn't like lick the 9-volt batteries with your tongue?
I didn't.
No?
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You like the zing and the zap?
I ate Play-Doh too when I was a kid. So
oh my gosh.
Or I've seen those stress things where you put it to your neck and it kind of shocks you.
Yeah.
Is that the same type of?
Sounds like the same.
Really?
Yeah. So anything vagal nerve, vagal tone, hitting that receptor. Yeah. I think that it does work. But if, again, you have like certain issues like a tongue issue or a structural problem, deviated septum, you're not the one. It's not going to help you.
I'm interested in seeing that podcast with you and Dr. Sandu talking about the thing. And you whip it out and you put it on, or you're wearing it during the whole podcast.
I'm going to put it on.
Are you going to put it on during the podcast?
Yeah. I'm going to try it for the first time.
But are you going to say anything? I think with Dr. Sandu, I think it'd be funny. You just went down to your bag and you put it on and just didn't make mention of the thing around your neck. I'm sure he knows what it is.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get his insight. But yeah, those are the questions.
Those are great.
Podcasts, yeah. If you guys have more questions, send them in.
Yeah.
Podcast is doing well. Seems like people are receptive to it. They're liking the guests.
And people like who sent in these questions, they're excellent. They're super normal. I get them all the time. I would start with your blood work and just keeping track of all of your data points through a wearable device. So a ring, the Aura, the Whoop, doesn't matter. So, or the bedside situation, whatever that box is, it's data. So point of reference, you have to have a starting point. So this is your starting, just jump in. And then the labs, even if you don't have insurance, You can use my links. If you go to my Instagram, Dr. Civelli, you can click into my bio, and then there's a link there for women's labs or men's labs. It's a starter point, and it's cash based. Just self order. I get the results, and then I text you those the summary.
It gets mailed to them?
I text the results to their phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because if you click the link, then it loads the cart, and then you check out, and then you get your blood work done at any quest.
Any quest.
Any quest.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the results hit my inbox. Okay. And then I'm like, summary, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. With recommendations.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys start there. It's that, and then look at all of your lifestyle factors, because those things you can change.
Yeah. Awesome.
Anything else from our lovely producer?
Nope.
I'm proud of you for coming on.
Yeah. Looking for, I think you and Terry talked about sponsors would be nice one of these days. Get some people. Yes. Like, who do we like? Do we like Whoop? Will Whoop sponsor us?
Whoop needs to sponsor us. Yeah. I think they have the most stylish options right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're more masculine, but then it makes me feel athletic.
Yeah. I like the ring thing too. I looked into that for my wife, but then worried about like getting the right size for her. So like,
yeah, they'll send you the different testers. Yeah.
And you like that more than Whoop, or do you like Whoop?
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. Whenever I'm lifting and holding weights, it hurts. I'd rather have like.
But are you a watch wearer? Do you have the Apple Watch?
No, I don't charge it. I have it, but I don't
Do you like the Apple Watch though? But that's not really.
I feel like overstimulated with the Apple Watch. 'Cause
you're checking it.
It's always binging and like zinging and flashing, and I'm like, okay, I need it.
I thought I would always have my Apple Watch, but I got a golf watch now, so I don't have my Apple Watch anymore.
What does it look like?
It's
oh, that looks cool.
It's just a regular watch for golf stuff. So golf is my new thing. I've been walking while golfing, so
that's so good.
I feel better about it.
Any cardio is better than no cardio.
Yeah.
I need to up my cardio game.
Yeah. So, but no, it was great chatting. Answer some more questions. I think we might do this, a couple more episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
Got some more people looking for guests for the podcast.
Yes.
I do have I think soon we will do, I haven't talked to you about it, but I think we'll do our first virtual podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me. My good buddy, my best friend, is an oncologist in Texas. He was a Marine and then went to med school while in the military and went to the Army for medical, the medical school. And he's an oncologist in San Antonio. And I just saw him he just came to town. But I really wanted to get him on your podcast. So the only way that's going to happen is virtually. So
I would love to talk biologics with him.
And I think you guys will have a good talk, because he's open to like old ways and the new ways, because we talked a lot about it. And I talked about you, but I think honestly, the next time we do some podcasts, we can do that with him. So
let's do it.
Yeah, open to obviously having people come to the studio.
Yeah,
but I think we are going to have to expand to virtual Riverside style podcasts. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything that helps us to have a little fun, but then also continue to educate, because these things are like similar but different. There's so many like scenarios that they feel almost the same, and so that's even more scary. I want to distinguish those things, because when people think it's the same but they fail to distinguish, then that's where I think there's like a safety thing or a space where I could help. Yeah. So. Awesome. Exciting. All right. Thank you so much. And maybe one of these days you'll play with this chessboard. I downloaded an app to learn how to play, and I play against the AI. How do you do? Terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not ready yet, but I'm going to be. Okay. Next time we do one, we're going to play. Okay. No. Okay. You know how to lose gracefully. That's how you lose. When you forfeit, that's what you do. You put the king down. This is my reference point for today. Okay. This is my starting point. Yeah. Finito.